most defining career moments? I don't know. I think for me, it's always been about passing up on opportunities that didn't serve me, honestly.
Oh, say
Because
no. Ah.
I've had the opportunity to be in a lot of different leadership roles, and unfortunately, sometimes I might have found myself there maybe for the wrong reasons, right? Like maybe the money was really good,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, like I didn't really have any peace.
What's up, everyone? It's Eric Vessels with Tactiful. Welcome back to Tactiful Tuesdays. This is actually a banner episode. This is episode 20. So it's an even 20. Working on 2 dozen, getting my legs underneath me. Today we're going to dive into the dynamic world of direct mail and omni-channel marketing, and with a leader who's been making significant waves in the industry. Joining us is Morgan DiGiorgio. Did I say your name right?
You did. You get you
Whew.
got it.
I hadn't even practiced it, and I was just like, I think I can nail this. But normally, before we start recording, I ask these things, but I'm just winging it, and I got it right. So Morgan is the Chief Revenue Officer at Direct Mail 2.0 and Who's Mailing What. She brings a wealth of experience in sales, ops, marketing, proven track record of exceeding ambitious goals. Her passion lies in helping businesses harness the power of direct mail, seamlessly integrating it with digital channels to amplify marketing effectiveness. How am I doing so far, Morgan?
Yeah, you got it, man. That's about it. Where did you
Yeah,
get that from?
beyond. I wrote this myself. I did a lot of research earlier today on ChatGPT. Beyond her professional achievements, Morgan's dedicated also to advocate for continuous personal development and lifelong learning with a commitment to self improvement, holistic well being. As am I. Maybe we'll talk about it. It's evident in her active participation in industry initiatives like Print Her Story Month, where she shares insights and inspires others in the print and marketing sectors. So grab your favorite beverage, settle in, join us as we delve into the world of print, digital innovation, and personal growth with the inspiring Morgan DiGiorgio. Morgan, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Eric.
How's that for an intro, man?
Man, that was a really solid intro, I gotta say. Very impressive.
Yeah. I'm getting better at those. And sometimes I'm just like, man, I'm talking a lot, and is it uncomfortable for the other person waiting to be the guest on the show? But I don't know. We'll see where it goes.
I like that you did your research and you put some thought into that and put that together. I thought it was very nice. Thank you.
It's easy to do research nowadays. You just type it into a little box, and Perplexity tells you everything you ever wanted to know about whatever it is.
For sure.
I hope I get it right. Okay, Morgan, let's start at the top. Tell us a little bit about Direct Mail 2.0. For those who might not be familiar, what do you guys do and what really sets you apart?
Yeah, so we want to add value to the direct mail marketing channel. In fact, our sole purpose is to make direct mail the most effective form of marketing. And the way that we do that is by integrating cutting edge technology. We have a 15 technology omnichannel marketing platform with real time reporting dashboards. So we integrate that into direct mail campaigns to improve them. We have the ability to lift the response rate about 50%. We provide tracking and attribution, which is really integral in with an offline channel like direct mail. And then we help printers and mail providers add value, which is so important, especially in today's time and space. It's something that they can leverage to really set themselves apart from other print providers, but more importantly, add value for their clients that are using mail as a marketing channel. And right now, with the cost of mail going up and marketing being as expensive as it is, and people being hyper focused on cost, it's so important that we're adding value to direct mail, improving the efficacy of it so that our customers continue to invest in it and leverage it and utilize it because we know how incredible mail is, but
Yeah.
we need to keep educating them on that and giving them all that proof in the pudding.
Absolutely. So there's a term that we're using. We're just kind of throwing it around. I want to make sure we spend some time with it because there may be people, but probably rare, that don't know what omni-channel is.
Sure.
What was omni-channel marketing? What does that really mean in practice? And how do you guys help brands execute on that?
Yeah, and really what Omnichannel is doing is just leveraging the age-old marketing initiative of repetition, right? Like we know in general that in order to have marketing success, we have to use repetition. It doesn't matter what channel you leverage. So you're not going to just send one email, you're not going to put a billboard up and take it down in the same day, right? So with direct mail, we want to have multiple drops and we're not going to just display one digital ad. So we're really leveraging the power of repetition, but with Omnichannel and today's marketing ecosystem, prospects and consumers are inundated. Mail was that foundation and that driving force. And
Yep.
statistically, consumers are using about 8 channels in a marketing journey. So if you're just using a couple, you're really missing the boat there. So it's just leveraging that power of repetition, but using multiple channels, but repeating that exact same message. And then you can also do that in reverse. If you're using digital, everybody's going to go to your website. So start identifying web traffic and then re-engage those people with mail to drive the conversion on your digital. So in a nutshell, that's what omni-channel marketing is.
It's just making it all work together. And when you said repetition, like I was thinking back in the day, I'm getting up there in years. I mean, it used to be like there wasn't a digital channel, right? Really.
Right.
So what did people do? They repeated within that channel. Omni-channel is like whatever channel you're in. Like if you're in digital, you've got to repeat that message. Right? If you're in print, you got to repeat that message. If you're on social, you got to repeat that message, right? That's why there's a Tactical Tuesday every Tuesday. It's once a week. I always say about content marketing, like it's a treadmill that you can't shut off. Like it has an on button, it doesn't have an off button. So I think that's really interesting. What I want to ask you about mail though is there is we teach a lot about the tactile nature of
Sure.
print, right? And the sensory nature. And I've taken behavioral economics classes and we study psychology and we teach psychology in a lot of our boot camps. What are the trends that you're seeing that kind of excite you relative to the innovation in print and direct mail? I know that for a long time, I think it's ending in June. I hope they renew it. There's been a big incentive to have like digital embellishments in your direct
Absolutely.
mail campaign. What is exciting you about the technology that you're seeing, whether it's embellishments or not, that affect the efficacy of direct mail?
Yeah, I mean, I love the whole idea of the tactile and the sensory and everything because that is doing the exact same thing that we are trying to do for mail, but just from a different viewpoint, right? So we're just trying to make mail more effective, and we can do that by leveraging these tactical types of things that we can layer on top of direct mail. Like for example, sensory is huge in mail, right? So when I get a piece of mail, when I'm talking about activating the centers in the brain for memory. Now, what if I get a mail piece and it's got this really cool, textured feel and I'm activating the senses of somebody? That starts to create an experience for that consumer, something that they're definitely going to remember. It's going to stick with them and it helps to actually lift the response rate to mail in the same way that something like leveraging omni-channel or using the power of repetition is going to do. Same thing with adding scent to a direct mail piece. Like I think that is super cool. And I think that you were talking about the postal promotions,
Mhm.
which is also very important right now because hey, this is really cool, right? I can utilize tactical things, integrate that into my mail. I can increase the response rate to my mail, but I can also leverage a postage discount and get a little bit of incentive where every little bit helps, right?
Every
So
little bit. Yep.
yeah, very, very interesting stuff. And I think that all of that should definitely be looked at and integrated in our mail because any way that we can add value is going to help us not only improve the response that we're getting from our mail, but just the overall experience of direct mail in general.
For sure. And the way I've been looking at digital embellishments as it relates to print in any area, really, to be honest, print started off tactile.
Sure.
Print's always been a physical thing, right?
Right.
What was the first what was the first thing that was the first embellishment was substrate, really, paper, like, right, because there's a feel to it. So I view like digital embellishments as taking what is already a built-in sensory experience and just supercharging it, right? Because like
Exactly.
you said, I'm used to like, okay, I get this direct mail piece, it feels like paper, I know what paper feels like, but wait a minute, there's something else on here, right? There's soft touch. I'm blown
Exactly.
away at how effective soft touch is in making people respond. I've never. I will tell you this. Number one biggest compliment that we got on the What They Think magazine over the years. Guess what it is? Soft touch.
Okay. Yeah.
People would be like, "I love the way your magazine feels," and it's just like awesome. But do you read
Exactly.
it? Like, make sure you read it. Don't just sit there and feel it. But I think that speaks to like what you said, the power of sensory experience. It creates some deep emotional reaction that
Exactly.
that I don't know that we teach it all the time, so it's expected in people that listen to us. So we're obviously big fans of embellishment over here.
Sure.
Foil, tactile finish, the works. how do you see digital embellishments fitting into omni-channel campaigns? Is this something that you guys are actively teaching, actively talking about in terms of adding that next touch to holding a direct mail piece?
Absolutely. I mean, we're high on advocacy for the direct mail marketing channel and anything that can be utilized to improve it. So, a lot of times I do a lot of speaking events, maybe on online forums and things like that, like the print design forum. And we're always talking about different ways that we can improve the direct mail marketing channel. And I'm all for anything that's going to improve that user experience with mail because, with the cost of mail going up, right? Now we're getting back into a little bit more of that proverbial tug of war. We're seeing customers' mail volumes starting to drop. They might be looking to move budget over into digital. And the thing about it is that unfortunately, digital just isn't going to be as effective as a direct mail marketing channel. And I also think what's really important, Eric, I love that you're doing these tactical Tuesdays and talking about tactile and digital embellishments and everything, because what's so important is educating people on this stuff, right? Because we just assume that they know that, or they know that, they can leverage digital embellishments to improve their mail or to improve their response rate. When you're talking about that emotional response, like these are the kind of things that get a consumer to actually engage and respond. When I'm online and I'm seeing somewhere from 4 to 10,000 marketing messages on a daily basis, like it's just flying by me. But when you're talking about, that emotional experience that they're having with that tangible mail piece, that is really, really integral at driving a response. And that's what marketers want. They want ROI on their marketing spend, but we have to educate them, right? So this may be something that they're not even thinking about. They may not know that there's a postal discount out there that they can leverage. They might not know the statistical data out there that shows how you can increase the response rate to mail when you're integrating these digital embellishments, right?
Yeah.
So I'm high on advocacy for all of it. And I love the fact that you're utilizing this platform and forum to do just that because we need to get the word out.
You know what's crazy is like you're this is twice now in this interview that I'm scrolling down and looking at my questions I've prepared and you answered them before I asked them.
Whoops.
No, it's not work. It's I would rather refer to it as alignment. Like
Yeah.
we're right here, man. We're right here. And because that was one thing that I was going to ask you about, and I guess I will re-ask it.
Yeah.
You talk to a lot of marketers, you work with a lot of marketers, and do they understand the power of embellishment? Is there still a lot of education to be done? I think you've already answered this question. Like we know there's lots of education to be done. I think throughout the entire spectrum, right? From marketers to designers to producers, all the way through, there needs to be more education because I think it's a bit of a mystery. But what's fun is you can tell the people that get it, right? Because they're doing it. Like you're seeing the output of like, oh well look at this piece, right? And they're acquiring a piece of equipment, they're posting about it, or you see the sample. So I think we're on the same page. Maybe I don't have another question. I was just gonna continue to wax poetic about educate. We have to educate.
Well, I do want to just expound on one other point, that what you're talking about here too is that, the thing is too, Eric, is that it is so important to educate. But what I also come to find is that there might be marketers out there that might be knowledgeable about digital embellishments or tactile elements or omnichannel, but then they may not have any clue how to actually utilize it or how to leverage it or how to deploy it or where to go or so there's that element to it as well. Like they might have heard about it or understand the power efficacy of it, but then they're like, how do I deploy this? Like, how do I get this done?
Now one. Yeah, and I guess that's why I refer to the whole spectrum, right? Because there's a lot of sticking points at which you can get stuck, right? You can be a marketer and be like, oh yeah, this would be awesome. Don't know how to do it. Or it could get to the point where it's being designed and you don't have someone that knows how to design for digital embellishment. And it's different. It's not just your regular, you've got to have some skills there. And we've learned that there's only about maybe 3,000 people in the world, which creates this artificial funnel for all that work to funnel through. So we're trying to break the funnel with a lot of our stuff. Don't need to promote kind of what we're doing. I want to ask you some leadership questions though, because I
Sure.
think I like these to be like really well-rounded interviews, not always talking about speeds and feeds and tech. But you've held leadership roles across sales, marketing, ops. What's been one of the most defining career moments for you so far? And was there a lesson in it? And maybe you can teach us?
One of my most defining career moments, I don't know, I think for me, it's always been about passing up on opportunities that didn't serve me, honestly.
Say
Because
no.
yeah, yeah, because I've had the opportunity to be in a lot of different leadership roles, and unfortunately, sometimes I might have found myself there maybe for the wrong reasons, right? Like maybe the money was really good, but at the end of the day, like I didn't really have any peace, okay? Or, maybe things just weren't really working, or I didn't like the people that I was partnered with in that business, or they just didn't serve my morals, my values, or anything that I stood for. And so I had to make decisions where I said, you know what, this at the surface is a really good opportunity, but I think I'm going to bow out and I'm going to move on to something that serves me. And I feel like I really empowered myself in doing that because, you're walking through fear when you're walking away from a really, really good opportunity because you're just saying, hey, you know what, this isn't in alignment with my core values, right? But I'll
Man,
tell you what, the universe has always rewarded me because on the other side, something way better always came out of it, right? But that was really empowering for me. Like I just feel like to thine own self be true, right? And I know that what I have is valuable and whatever that next role that I step into is going to serve me and that I'm going to be able to really excel to the next level because now I'm firing on all cylinders.
man, I love that answer so much because I think it's missed so often in business, even down the food chain a bit in terms of like just doing business with someone, right? Like
Sure.
learning to say no, learning to the old adage of firing a customer, right? Like,
Yes.
but it's all around that energy of like no. I'm gonna choose not to do that, whatever. Choose not that direction. And I think what you're speaking to, and I think it's a beautiful answer to the question, is like living your life intentionally
Exactly.
makes a huge rather than just saying yes to everything and then next thing you know you turn around and you're like why am I here, why am I doing this? I have no idea.
Exactly.
I love that answer so much. It's one of my favorite answers to any questions on the podcast so far.
Thanks,
So
Eric.
I want to ask you a question about creativity because I view a lot of content coming out of channels from direct mail 2.0, right, and have for a while, and they've caught my eye, and a lot of whether Brad puts out or whoever, you get a feel for like there being something going on. There's something, like I get a read on a culture, I get like a vibe thing, and you seem like you guys are a very creative and fun company.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that. How is that instilled? How do you do that?
Yeah. I mean, I think I have to say that it just comes down to having really good people that are involved in our organization. Brad and I, for one, we're really down to earth. I know Eric, like you've talked to us and we just mesh really well. We have a really nice vibe here at the organization. I mean, of course, we're very serious, very professional, and we take business very seriously. But at the end of the day, we also just have a really great working relationship with everybody here. I am so blessed, Eric. I have literally the most incredible talent that works for us. Brad and I get along so well. We just work together so well together, and it really just makes everything just seamless, a seamless experience here. And I have to give a lot of credit and make a shout out to my marketing director, Michelle Bacino, because she also is the mastermind behind a lot of this stuff and this content that you're seeing go out. But we work as a team, like I might be over marketing, but Brad and Michelle and we all get together and collectively we put together these creative ideas and we brainstorm and we're like, hey, what are we going to do next? And I love what you're saying right now to me because that gives me a lot of validation because as a marketing company, that is really what we're striving for, right? Like if you're trying to sell marketing to someone and people are looking at your content and they're like not impressed, well, are they really going to want you to help them with their marketing or help them with their clients' marketing? So
Right.
that really gives me a lot of validation. And again, I just have to chalk it up to the incredible talent we have here. And the down to earth vibe. And, we work hard, but we play hard. And we just have a really, really cool company culture here.
Definitely comes through, and I've got this. So I'm writing a book. It's actually called Vibe and Tribe, right?
Right.
And it's all about understanding first what your vibe is and then recognizing it in others and creating tribes around that, right? So I've recognized you guys as a tribe. Now your tribe might be similar but different than our tribe, but they're still like this similar vibe, right? And the opposite side of that is not everybody is going to have the same vibe, and not everybody needs to be a part of the same tribe. So again, we could say no, we could choose, right?
Exactly.
And I'm in a very similar situation with Tactful and with Kevin and everything. You know, this I've only been in this for like 6 or 7 months, but it's
Yeah.
already just like, I mean, he and I finish each other since it's bonkers. We're the number of times we say "get out of my head" in a day would blow your mind. It really would. All right, so I'm gonna read. I want to. I kind of want to end. You know how it goes on these. If you've watched any of these, like I want to ask a little bit about other things, right? When you're not talking strategy and marketing, like what's your happy place?
Yes, well, I'll tell you, again, I'm very blessed with an incredibly full life. Okay, so right now, I'm very busy professionally. I have a couple of different, business endeavors that I partake in, but I also am a full-time mom to two very energetic little girls. They're 12 and 13. They're heavy in competitive sports. Like one daughter is in travel softball, so we've got practice all week. Almost every other weekend, I'm at the softball fields all day Saturday, all day Sunday. And then my other daughter is a competitive gymnast. She's a level A gymnast. She trains 25 hours in the week at the gym. And then I've got to go, she just qualified for regionals. I'm so proud of her.
What?
One of the she was number 2 in the state in her bracket on vault and in the top 100, and she's going to regionals. So we're going to Knoxville. So like a big part of my time is these girls, and these kids, and I'm just really enjoying like my mom time and being present and all that. So I don't have like a lot of other free time for other things, but I will tell you that, me personally, I'm very spiritual. So I'm always looking to grow spiritually, and I have a very, very strong spiritual program. I mentor a lot of women in that aspect and that element. And then from there, like I love hiking, waterfalls, fishing. Tarpon season is coming up, and I do a lot of tarpon fishing, which is like some of the most thrilling, incredible stuff. I would say that's probably my like happy place of the year. I can't wait until tarpon season opens up
What
and
is
I
a
can go
tarpon?
fishing. So a tarpon is a game fish, and it's this huge fish. We like to go down to Boca Grande, and they can be up to 200 pounds, and it's just one of the most thrilling experience
Wait,
because yes. Oh yeah, and you cast on them, and it's a fight, and they jump in the air, and they try to shake the hook out of their mouth, and you have to fight them for like 45 minutes, and you get them to the boat, and it's just like it's like an adrenaline rush, you know?
I
And
mean,
I just
yeah.
love it. And it's only the season's only once a year, and it's coming up May and June. So, but yeah, we take the kids out there. We've been taking them every year, and they love it. And so yeah, that's probably one of my happy places.
Man,
But
that's awesome. Yeah, that you're such a great. So I've been through that phase. Both my daughters played travel soccer. They both qualified for like Olympic development teams, and it was. I
gosh,
mean,
that's
we were
incredible.
all over the place.
So you know where I'm at
I
right
know
now.
exactly what you're doing. And what's funny about it was I remember when I was in it being so busy and it was so expensive because I had a goalkeeper which who needed new gloves. They both need new cleats every year, and it's just like. But now I'm sitting here going, oh man, I wish there was a soccer tournament that we were going to this weekend, right? So it's a fleeting moment, it's a fleeting time, and
Exactly.
yeah, just I would say just enjoy it. It's the best thing. And it sounds like, I mean, if you're hiking and tarpon fishing, like I mean,
Yeah.
shoot, like you're into a lot of stuff. But Morgan, I want to really thank you. This has been awesome. I appreciate you answering the call to schedule a slot and be on the show. And I hope people enjoy it because I've had a hell of a lot of fun. And yeah, if people want to find out more about directmail.com, they could do that. Also, look for both Morgan and anyone else there on LinkedIn, very active on LinkedIn. And that's where we find out a lot of stuff. But I will hopefully see you guys at some show sometime
We
soon.
always do. We always see you. Looking forward to it, Eric. And again, I just really appreciate you, putting on this platform and everything you're doing here. I think it's awesome. Thanks for having me on.
I appreciate you. I like to talk too much, so it's an outlet for me to talk.
I
But it's
love
also meeting people and just, I mean, I love it. It's so fun to do, and I appreciate you being on. And we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Eric.
See you.
All right, see you.